when you come to the side of the head, if that makes it a little easier for you, and getting up and around the hair. Now for an all over color, Paul Mitchell also has a fabulous product called Color Block. This is something I put on the skin prior to a color application, particularly if I'm working with bright or darker colors. It is like a barrier for the skin so that you're not going to allow your guests to leave with little salon tattoos all around their hairline. So that's a fabulous product. And then of course, if you did make a couple little boo-boos and get it on their skin, then Paul Mitchell makes another fabulous product called Wipeout. And Wipeout is designed to remove color from the skin after your color application. So once I'm finished applying an all over color, I always just do a check and make sure that I've wiped their skin clean, and that way it's not sitting for that full processing time on their skin and allowing it to get in there. All right, so this is a really neat and clean application you can see here, and she already looks like she's got her own little style going on. So with my foil, I'm going to take just a slice of foil here, and I'm going to just lay this over right along the part line. And this is just going to keep me a little neat and clean. Again, with presentation, I want everything to look neat and organized and intentional. So working on the top of the head here, I'm going to show you my pre-done mannequin. I have done the back of the head like so. And then the top triangular section, I have sectioned into 5 sections utilizing my Paul Mitchell sectioning clips. So they're going to be at a slight angle, and I'll show you what this looks like. So tilting her head down slightly, I'm going to just come at a diagonal right across the side of her head here. All right, and using my clip to clip that out of the way, and then continuing in this manner and creating about 5 sections. Now each section is about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, and of course that will be dictated by how long your guest's hair is, how thick their hair is, and how wide you want that triangle top section to be. If it looks about like the width that mine is here, then about 1 inch or so is a good width for that. All right. So here you have your 5 triangular, or not triangular, but diagonal sections across the front of the head. Now I'm going to start by working on the left side of the head, so just very gently I'm going to move my sectioning clips off to the side. That's another great feature about these sectioning clips. They lay so flat and they don't leave lines of demarcation. All right, so starting in this first corner here on the left, I'm going to work with my third formula, placing a foil right underneath that. So this is where I'm going to kind of come in and just make sure that's gently on the side of her head. My third formula is my 8C with my 8C with my 1 gold intensifier and 20 volume. So 8C from my new permanent color line, the Color XG. It's a fantastic brand. Again, really working through the hair, combing it through. This stuff is fantastic to work with, especially when you're doing larger sections like this. And just make sure you're getting that saturation, particularly at the scalp and around the hairline. Sometimes I do just a little up to make sure I've gotten right around their hairline. And a fun thing about this, since we are working in larger sections, I'm going to just lay that foil right on top of there. Instead of folding it up and taking time to do all those folds and place all these foils in, I'm really just going to utilize the foil that I already have in there as my board for my next section. Okay, so now working with my fourth formula. My fourth formula is again, still the permanent color XG. I'm going to go around this with my fourth formula in that little retouch area. And if you have a little bit of a larger section, then just come in through here and slice that in half so that you make sure you are getting through all that hair, particularly on thicker textures. You're going to want to do that. So my fourth formula being my 10N with my 1 orange intensifier and my 20 volume, working through that section. So you can see I'm just going to be alternating these 3 formulas that I have, starting with my 6RO and then working with my 10N. That's going to be really pretty next to each other. Placing this foil back over the top. And now I'm going to work again with my 6RO. So, starting with the 8C, the 10N, and then the 6RO. So they're alternating. And you're going to have just one of your, one section of the 6RO on the top of the head. So it kind of allows for it to blend in with the back. All right. And you can see how quick this is. Like I said in the beginning, this is a great add-on. So someone that already experiences all over color with me or already experiences a retouch color application with me, but they're looking for something a little different. They don't want to go too drastic. This is a fantastic application. I've done this with just 3 different brunette colors that are very similar. So they all blend in a lot and there's not a lot of dramatic difference, but it does give them that variation. So every time they move their hair, it allows for them to have a little more life to their color instead of just one flat color all over. All right. So now I'm working again with my 8C. So I did 8C, 10N, and then 6RO, and now I'm back to my 8C. You can see this is just such a fast, easy application. I love working like this. All right. And then for my last section on top is my 10N. Making sure that I've got that fully saturated and working it through. Really utilizing that beautiful Paul Mitchell technology to work that color through the hair. Awesome. And then to finish off, I'm just going to lay one more piece of foil over the top section of the head. And of course, this might be laying in your guest's face just a little bit. If that's the case, feel free to fold this off to the side just to give them a little more room under there so that they look nice and comfortable for while they're processing. I have my finished model here as well that I've pre-done, and they look about the same. I use rolled foil as well so I can work with my different lengths of hair. Paul Mitchell has some fantastic different colors you can work with. They have the colored pink foils and they have regular silver foils to allow for those different colors that you're putting in there. And also, here's a variation on the color, not working with my lighter, brighter colors, but something a little deeper and darker. This is actually done with the Shines XG, so my demi-permanent, utilizing the V, the R, and the G series. Kind of an interesting combination that I've really enjoyed working with. But just a nice, you get a lot of that fullness in there by getting that dimensional color. And that is our Elena color technique by Mary Como. I hope you enjoyed all of that. I hope you enjoyed the retouch application, directing it back away from the head, learned a little something about your presentation, and I hope I inspired you to work a little smarter, not harder, and work a little cleaner and neater, and know that your guests are really going to appreciate that. They're going to really see that difference from someone else's chair that they sit in. And they're going to want to come back to you because of those little extra touches that you're doing for them. So thank you so much for your time today. I hope you enjoyed the Elena color technique by Paul Mitchell.